Hi, everyone, and welcome back to session 2 from the Catholic Religion Teacher. And today I want to discuss the question, why Catholic? I mean, when you think about it, everyone who is a different religion, I would assume, thinks that their religion holds the fullness of truth, or else they would not subscribe to it or they would not participate. They would go looking elsewhere. So during a time when the Catholic Church is in the news a lot, I don't think it's exaggerating to say that very often it's shrouded in scandal, confusion, and just not good things, things that do not attract people to the Catholic faith. Then why do I stay, or why do I think that you should give Catholicism a try? Why have I not jumped ship? I want to attempt to explain that to you. So, first of all, I looked up a list of different world religions, some of the major ones, and when they were founded and by whom they were founded. So just bear with me. I want to read this little list to you. Buddhism, BC, obviously, was started by Siddhartha. Hinduism, when I looked up information on that, it says that they couldn't really determine one particular founder. They think it's like a collection of maybe religious practices from different places, and it is very old. It goes back to 2300 to 1500 BC, so that's before the birth of Christ. Taoism was founded by Lao Tzu, BC. Islam by Muhammad, BC. Scientology, probably one of the youngest ones. Some people say it's a religion. Some people say it's a philosophy. Some people say it's a cult. I'm not making any judgments there. It was founded by L. Ron Hubbard in the 1950s. The Jehovah's Witnesses was founded by Charles Russell in 1872. The Mormons by Joseph Smith in 1830 or around there. Judaism, founded by God, obviously BC. We read about that in the Old Testament. Lutheranism was founded by Martin Luther in the 1500s. Methodist by John Wesley in the 1700s. Presbyterians by John Calvin in the 1500s. Baptist by Roger Williams in the 1600s. Episcopalians or Anglicans in Great Britain, it's the Church of England. That's it, the Church of England. That was founded by Henry VIII, and that's a very interesting story for another day, in the 1500s. Catholicism was founded by Jesus Christ in 33 AD. Now, I know when I say that will cause some controversy for some people, but basically, as Catholics, we believe that other than Judaism, all of the other religions were founded by a person. Whereas our religion, we believe, was founded when Jesus gave the keys to Peter and made him the first pope or the first church leader. And obviously, the Acts of the Apostles tell the story of the early church. Now, people might argue and say that, at first, Christians were not called Catholics, like the term Catholic didn't come up until 110 AD, long after Jesus was ascended back into heaven, and that would be correct. Now, in the epistle for today, or no, it's not the epistle, the first reading for today. This is in the Acts of the Apostles, which, by the way, was written between 70 and 90 AD. It says, "For a whole year they met with the church and taught a large number of people. And it was in Antioch that the disciples were first called Christians." So even in the early church, when the apostles were out spreading the good news, the Christian faith, or the followers, were not called Christians yet. And then where did the term Catholic come in? And how, anyway, it was first used by St. Ignatius of Antioch in his farewell letters to the Smyrnans on his way to be martyred, and that was in 110 AD. And he used the word Catholic, which means universal, for the first time, and then after that it kind of caught on. Now, remember that all Christians were Catholic until, and we were all, together and united until two schisms, if you will. There was the East and West Schism within the Catholic Church in 1054. And so we broke off into Roman Catholics in the West and Eastern Orthodox, okay? What were some of the things that caused the schism? Well, the procession of the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit who proceeds from the Father and the Son. We say that in the Creed. Whether the bread used for the Eucharist should be leavened or unleavened. And probably the biggie, the Bishop of Rome was claiming universal jurisdiction, over all of the Catholics in the world, and the Eastern Orthodox, I suppose, had a problem with that. But that split aside, we were still all called Catholics. All Christians were Catholics. And then came the Protestant Reformation in the 1500s, and the main reasons, I guess you'd say, for the Protestant Reformation was papal authority and abuses. And I don't mean sexual abuse or physical abuse, just I guess abuses of the position, and the selling of indulgences. Now, I totally agree that the selling of indulgences is wrong. And some of you might be wondering, what's an indulgence? And like I said, that I think that would be good for another whole video. But basically, people in the hierarchy of the church, the upper-ups, were telling people that if they would make a donation to the church, that they would get time off in purgatory. Or even better yet, if they would make a donation to the church, they possibly could go straight to heaven. So people were understandably emptying their pockets. But we know that this is not a Christian principle, a Catholic principle. No one can guarantee time off in purgatory, or that you're going to go straight to heaven. And that was a manipulation of the people. So Martin Luther was right to be upset about that. How he handled it, and, do we stay within the church and try to make it better? Or, actually he posted his list of grievances against the church on All Saints Church in England, and basically he was excommunicated. So he started his own religion. So the other part, and but definitely the most important reason for me to remain Catholic, is that the Catholic Church is the only one that can truly offer me Jesus in the flesh, um, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Blessed Sacrament. I do believe that it is really Jesus that I receive, and his body coming into my body, that is like the closest to him and the closest to heaven I will ever get on this earth. And those of you who do not understand the concept or the mystery of transubstantiation, we will cover that in a future video so that you can understand a little bit. So why Catholic? The church is the only one that can give me Jesus physically into my body. And number two, I believe that it is the church that was established by Jesus Christ himself in 33 AD. And there you have it. I hope you learned something today, or maybe confirmed, the faith that you already do have. And I hope that you will join me for our next discussion, which will most likely be about transubstantiation, because I know some of you are now curious about that. So y'all have a fantastic day, and God bless.